Christ is risen. Indeed, he is risen, right? That's the response. We're coming to you from the Real Health Clinic from our chapel here. This is where some of the best healing occurs. And what we're trying to do here in this series from the Real Health Clinic is we're proposing this cure for the epidemic of bipolarism, psycho-spiritual bipolarism in our country. And it's kind of like COVID. It's kind of going around the world, but especially it's in America. And it's really handicapping us from coming to some real solutions and being actually a stronger nation. Yeah, bipolar is a disease. You know, diseases make us weaker, okay? So we got to get rid of the bipolarism. You know, I'm amazed at how whenever people get into a disagreement, a fight, especially married couples or road rage, whatever, they exchange the F-bomb. You know, F you, no F you, and it kind of stays on that level. In other words, one person gets all worked up, the other person gets worked up. Now, both of them want to sort of best the other. They want to show the other to be wrong and them right. They want to sort of win the argument. But what happens when all they do is F-bomb each other? I ask the question, is that all you guys got? They just keep on the same level. Nobody's winning here. It isn't going anywhere. We do the same thing even in global relationships, global politics. You see that in the war right now in Iran. It's really going nowhere. I mean, we threaten them, they threaten us. We bomb, they come up with some other way to bomb or shoot back at us. We make a deal, the deal breaks. It's just going on and on and on. Because there's sort of this, I'm going to call it the F-bomb spirituality. You're sort of exchanging things on the same level. So there's no real victor. There's no one that sort of rises above and becomes maybe the more correct one or the victorious one. And the same thing has happened even now between Pope Leo and President Trump. You know, they've exchanged basically kind of F-bomb spirituality. Now, they didn't use the word. Yeah, I know. They didn't use the word, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm talking about an F-bomb kind of spirituality approach to things. They both kind of like, in a sense, threaten each other. You know, Trump kind of like, hey, he criticized the Pope and all that, and the Pope came right back, hey, I'm not afraid of you, I'll do what I want. So now, what do we have? Look at results. Don't go by feelings and opinions. I'm not interested in your feelings or opinions, and you shouldn't be interested in mine. They do nothing. Let's go with concrete results. See, we're about real cures here. We're about concrete cures. It only comes from spirituality. What does the Pope and Trump have now? How has it ended up? Same level. Went nowhere. No one was shown to be more correct than the other. It all depends on what side you're on, what your opinion is. Forget about opinions. Forget about your feelings. I'm not interested and shouldn't be interested in mine. We're talking about facts. Do we want to cure things or not? Do we want to end wars or not? Are we serious about it? Because the way we approach things, the F-bomb spirituality, does not win anything. It keeps things like this, and it keeps going, both sides even, just exchanging F-bombs. That happens in, as I said, it happens in marriages, happens in road rage, happens between nations, happens between a pope and a president. Shouldn't we stop and think, and maybe there's a different way? I'm going to give you a different way. It's part of our medicine here, spirituality. In the scriptures, remember that story when Jesus comes upon some possessed men, possessed by demons? Some scriptures it's one guy, some it's the two guys. Anyway, they're possessed by demons. And the demons see Christ and they start shrieking, and they know that he's going to drive them out of the guy. And what do? They make a request. Just don't drive us out. Put us in the pigs. Have us drive us into the pigs. And you know what Jesus does? He grants their request. What? It's almost like he shows in a sense, of compassion to the demons. Not really compassion. What he's really showing is, I am so on top of this. I am so calm. And that's what a real warrior is. You want to win something? Be a calm person of strategy. Listen, think, strategize. Be very, very incisive, decisive, and so on. So that's how Jesus was. He goes, you know what? I am so beyond, I'm so above your power as demons that I can even grant your requests and be perfectly calm about it. In other words, he didn't say like, what? You demons, I'm not going to give you anything. I don't care what you want. You're bad, you're terrible. He didn't do that. Now we do that. That keeps us on this level, see? Christ was so above it. He was a calm person of strategy. Very, very, hits the target, boom, it's over. And that's what brings about solutions. It's also good spirituality. What you do is you examine the person, listen to them, think, strategize, act maturely and calmly. Throwing F-bombs back and forth, threatening, I'm going to destroy your civilization. No, death to you, America. Is it getting us anywhere? Be honest. Look at the facts. This war is just grinding on. It's going on and on. Hey, anybody predict when it's going to end? Anybody see us accomplishing what we wanted? Is there any peace deal? Yeah, for 5 minutes. So maybe we need to dip into some real solutions, spirituality. And spirituality, when it comes to differences or even war, somebody has to rise above the other in a way that is more mature, more in control, more calm, more strategic. Very, very, very much hitting the target. Over, done. Now we can move on. So, spirituality should replace our F-bomb spirituality. You'll find out that things will straighten out much quicker and things will be much more peaceful between married couples, between drivers on the road, and between nations, or between the church and a president.